So this is an unusual video. It's not one of my normal nomad adventures. This is about aliens in Vegas. So here are all the details. It has nothing to do with me. I didn't see the aliens, nor was I in Vegas. But I had to post this because it's pretty compelling. Have a look.
Joining me now is Nancy Liu.
Southern Nevada is abuzz tonight with stories about the crash of an unknown object and the alleged sighting of strange creatures in the backyard of a Northwest Valley home.
There are so many conspiracy theorists now. The internet is sort of on fire over this one. So it's probably most important at this point that I bring in Ben Hansen because he is the host of Discovery.
Warning. This video contains a first-hand eyewitness sighting of a real alien. A police body cam video showing an object falling to Earth, and a professional Hollywood CGI artist analyzes alien footage to debunk whether this is in fact a real alien creature. Stay until the end to see the actual alien footage. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
It was the streak seen across the sky, now seen around the world. This as our 8 News Now investigators confirm Metro actually set up cameras at this home where a family called 911 claiming to see aliens in their backyard. And tonight, a fierce debate is underway about the legitimacy of an alleged UFO crash. Good evening, I'm Janice Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. Our 8 News Now investigators reporting about terrified members of a local family who told police they had aliens in their backyard. Chief Investigator George Knapp here to piece it all together.
You know, as with all things UFO, the public debate is ferocious and ongoing. Was it all a hoax? Were we duped? Was it all an evil plot, a cover-up, all of the above? We took another look at the hubbub to separate wheat from chaff. The fireball captured on a police body cam on the night of April 30th was real. The American Meteor Society says witnesses reported seeing it all across the West, from northeastern Utah to Southern California. Another Las Vegas resident sent us a video of the same object recorded on her home camera.
Investigation by Nexstar station KLAS.
As the story of the Las Vegas incident spread across newscasts and social media, one of NASA's planetary defense officers weighed in to say it was likely a small meteor that fell to Earth hundreds of miles away from Las Vegas. Police videos obtained by 8 News Now indicate Metro officers were among the witnesses.
One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious.
The appearance of the meteor seemingly triggered the events that followed. A frightened family called 911 and told police they had 10-foot-tall alien beings in their backyard. Officers responded to the home minutes later, interviewed the witnesses, canvassed the area, and cautiously inspected the backyard to look for intruders. One thing noticed by the officers was a circle in the soil. In conversations with us and in a podcast interview, Angel, the main witness, suggested the circle might have been created when an unknown object landed in the yard. Social media sleuths have since pointed out that the circular image has been viewable via Google Earth for more than a year. The family told us by phone they had seen suspicious vehicles with men in black types checking out their home. Turns out there is substance to that. A retired police officer fessed up on News Nation that he spent days staking out the house to see what, if anything, unfolded. What about those reports that Metro installed a special surveillance camera atop the house, presumably to watch for intruders, human or otherwise, or overzealous media? Turns out that's true as well. Metro confirmed as much in a statement to 8 News Now's David Charnes. The system stayed on the roof for days. What about the Ring camera video with the weird noise? The main witness, Angel, intimated to us the video was recorded by one of his neighbors, and the audio was from the April 30th UFO crash.
I'm here to tell you what happened to me on May 1st, 2023. And I know some people are not going to believe this. Keep in mind, this is midnight and I'm fixing a truck in my backyard. At this point, I'm only with my brother and I hear something fall from the sky. I turn around, the only thing I see is a big light falling from the sky, and moments after I feel a big impact and a bang, sort of like a big impact. And me and my brother looked at each other and we were scared, but when the impact happened, it was sort of like a shock wave. So to say, when I tried to look at the object, it was all blurry, not my vision, but only the backyard area. Hear thousands of footsteps around me, and maybe a couple seconds later, the blurriness was gone. And here's the object I'm referring to, the light. Here's a Ring camera video. You could hear the bang. This is around the neighborhood. So here's the video. So when that happened, the only thing I can see in the backyard is a tall creature, probably around 8-10 feet tall, very thin. So I called my dad. He went to the backyard and he saw the same thing, the same creature I saw. He told me to go inside the house. At this point, we all freaking out, me and my family. And here's the video where we were in the backyard area. You cannot see it too good, but on camera, but it's there. Here's the video.
¡Ay! ¡Permisar! Calmungarela, me canceles var eso. Cáelo, cherro, que chile. Cáelo, cherro.
Moments after the video, me and my brother went to go pick up my tools. Then my brother calls me, and he told me shakingly, look behind the forklift. So I look. Keep in mind I'm facing the forklift, and then I see the alien creature. So when I saw it, it was a tall, skinny, lengthy creature. He was a gray, greenish color. And when I looked at it in the eyes, my body just froze. Like the same experience as having sleep paralysis. Keep in mind, I'm staring at him and I look at his whole body and he has a weird looking feet and a big face and eyes, and you can see a big mouth. And I could hear his loud, deep breathing, and I could see his stomach moving. He would just stare at me. Seconds later, I could start moving again. And I start running towards the house. That's when I call 911, and here's the 911 call.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and it's looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified of it.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the police to come, and you could hear footsteps in the backyard area. And a loud whispering, like you could hear whisperings. We were in the living room area, and you could hear footsteps on the roof. So we waited a little bit for the police. When they arrived, they told me I told them what I saw, and they were kind of freaked out. Here's the body cam of the officer.
Now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard, or?
They see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
What I saw right now, I do believe in it.
Police walk into the backyard to investigate, but Metro...
So they went in the backyard, and one of the officers pointed at the floor, and it was a perfect circle. Here's a photo of the circle I'm referring to. Keep in mind, 2 officers came in my house, and one of them started running to his car, driving around the neighborhood, asking passing cars if they saw light.
What's clear, they're taking this call seriously.
Hey, this might sound like a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky?
Asking others what they saw.
I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too, only reason I'm actually investigating it further.
Goosebumps and freaking out. He started investigating that he told me his partner, she saw a light falling from the sky. He told me he believes me because her partner reported that she saw the same light as me. Now we're walking the front yard. Then the other officer came here. Here's a video of him talking to my family.
If those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
So,
moments before they left, one of the officers told me, if I see the thing again, to don't call him, just shoot him. And you can hear in the video. Here's the video.
If those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
So they left, and we went inside the house, and we started praying. As we're praying, you could hear a loud human-like scream in the backyard. I know it's hard to believe, but I saw what I saw.
Hey everybody, my name is Kevin, and I have about 13 years experience in animation, 3D, compositing, special effects. I went to Academy of Art University and majored in animation and anatomy. I'm currently a medical artist. I specialize in facial aesthetics, but I have extensive experience compositing green screen footage, 3D objects into 2D video footage, motion tracking, and all of that kind of thing. So oddly enough, I live in Las Vegas, and I got this video of the alien creature, and so I just wanted to analyze it, and I thought it would be interesting to share my analysis on what I'm looking for and what I see in this video. So the first thing I'm looking at is the animation or movement in the creature, and I'm gonna just say that if this is CGI, this is the best I've seen on any internet video regarding alien footage. I mean, it is bomb. So like this little step he takes right here, you can see it's shifting his whole weight. It's not just we animated a leg and moved his limb. It is really, he's taking a step because he's trying to get a closer look at something. So I'm pretty impressed by that. The next thing that I think is really unusual is his bone structure. So when he comes down, he does these like wave motions with his back. You can kind of see there's one here, and then he comes down a second time. And it's like fluid. It's like, what is going on with his back that it moves that way? The next thing that I notice is this bone. I don't know if my mouse is showing up here or not, but this bone that pokes out here, I was thinking that could be, you know, as far as the anatomy goes, maybe that's like his rib cage. You know, when we see animals, like a lion or a tiger, kind of a cat-like animal, you see their hip bones protrude. But this is up where his rib cage is. His hip bones are down here, and he has this large bend that's really odd. But it also, when he crouches here, this fold of skin catches the light, which is really good if that's fake. So it shows that that his skin is compressing down and creating a fold there. So let's keep moving forward. The one thing I am concerned about that could make this CGI to me is that I don't see any bushes or weeds moving around him. He's standing in the grass and nothing is reacting to him. And if I move real fast, the only thing that I can see is moving is this large branch behind him. It kind of wiggles a little bit back and forth, and everything else is doing nothing. So it could be a fake branch that was placed there to make it so that he can move in front of it, and they can create that realism where they can put an object behind him easily. But it's really not necessary to do that when you have the whole video to use behind him. So looks like he sits down, and there's really good shadowing. There's really good shadowing. So I'm gonna invert this, and I want you to look underneath him so the shadow's going to be bright. You're going to see how the shadows move on the actual plants, not over everything in the same evenness. Okay, so and when he turns here, you see his tail comes up too. You can see his tail comes up. And then something else that's really odd is his left shoulder on our right side, where we're facing him, there's this blurry material that comes up over his shoulder right there. You see that? You see it kind of stick out there. And I'm trying to think of what that could be. It could be hair standing up on his arm, Now, if this was CGI, if it was average CGI, like say college students putting this together, that wouldn't be there. It would probably be likely that it would be so clean of an edge, and they added a blur filter to try to make it fit in with the footage. So that actually adds realism to me, that something is, that it's dirty and that's coming up, and that could be, like I said, it could be hair, like hair standing up on the back of his neck and his back when he's turning around. Because it does look like he has hair here on his shoulder and even down his arm a little bit. And like he has like a velvetyness that I think is hair. Ugh, this thing is so creepy. So, and the faster I move it, the more I think that it's legit. Now, it can be done in Hollywood, but they would need to have a good budget. In fact, I would think they would even need to have this model from a movie made instead of making a new one and rigging it just for this video. It's really good. Another thing I noticed is how his right arm on our left, underneath it, it's solid gray, okay, when there's bushes there. So it's actually not solid there. Okay, it's actually, there should be some kind of contrast in there. But something that happens are artifacting with cameras that are of low quality and low quality video, where it's trying to create and save memory pixels that are similar. And that can be done in post. If they really wanted to do that, they could have had a really high quality video that they shot, and then they downgraded the whole video to get that effect. But when I look at these shadows and I look at the hair and I look at the way its bones move, it's really inconclusive for me. The anatomy doesn't make sense to me, but anatomy should always make sense, even if it's an alien, because there's a purpose to it. There's a purpose to every joint. There's a purpose to the rib. There's a purpose to the muscles, and it's almost like it's got double joint. It's like a double jointed back. So, is it possible that this could be, a bipedal, like it would run on all fours? I don't know. I can't understand, because hip bone comes up here, and then there's like this crazy gap of spine and nothing with this bone poking out. And I think if somebody was going to this length to build a creature, would they have the anatomy this unusual? Because anybody who goes to anatomy classes and studies animation, you need a humanoid base to build off of, whether it's werewolf or alien or anything. There's a similar structure in all of them. This one kind of breaks those rules. So my conclusion, when it's all said and done, is I cannot say this is fake. I cannot say it's real, but it's the most convincing video I've ever seen. So you got to come to your own conclusion.
All right, so I took a look at what I'm calling the Vegas Backyard Aliens video that Angel posted. Here's the first video, just regular speed.
¡Ay! ¡Profesor! Calmungarela, me canceles var eso. Kylo, Chero, que chidica. Kylo, Chero.
Well, Chero, I think she's saying, she's telling them to close the gate. Anyway, let's slow it down. And I want you to look at the lower right in the fence. You can see some motion there. And at first, I thought it was shadows. But as you look closer, you can actually see there are 3 points. There's sort of a triangle. And there's actually something, you can see it's breaching the fence. It's like a hand. You can see 3 points there moving up. This motion is happening as these guys are backpedaling. So you would first naturally think that this was related to that. But the more you watch it and the closer you look at it, as we zoom in, you can see that there's something physical. It's not shadows, it's not light. There is something physical there, like hands or feet or whatever. Here's the second part. This one is a little less clear. But look out beyond the section I highlight here. You can see a sort of a shadow get smaller, like it's getting behind that forklift, and then a light turning on, or an eye, or whatever it is. And what's interesting about this is it's not as if the light is being revealed by the camera moving, because the camera is moving straight down, right? The camera stays on the same plane, but the light suddenly, boom. This video is really fascinating to me, primarily because the people in it aren't necessarily seeing what we see when we watch it back.